What we're doing, oh, okay, this meeting is being recorded. Okay, that's all right. Got it. Right, something else come up on my screen. But in my view, what we're doing in ONPASSIVE here is every time that we invite or share this opportunity with someone else, what we're doing is planting a tree on the internet. So, you know, the internet's big and people know that trees grow from little acorns grow. And that's what we're doing. So every new person that comes into the business, as far as I can see, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a small tree. And that tree is going to be fed, and it's going to be fed by the company. And as we go through the slides that Andy's going to show you, you'll see how that's going to happen with no input from ourselves unless we want to. So it's quite an unusual business. So if you're ready, Andy, I'd like to pass it over to you for now. Let's go through the slides and show people the treat that they're in for.
I think the expression I'm looking for is, oh my God, this is my first time. Hang
on, Andy.
Yes.
We still got a few people waiting to come in. So if you can just
Okay,
give
cool.
it a few minutes, okay?
No
and then
problem.
we can kick it off.
You're going to have to bear with me, I'm afraid, because our illustrious leader, Red, has got no internet today. So the buck has been passed to me, and this will be my first time. So if I mess it up, you can shout and scream afterwards.
Perhaps, as we've got a couple of minutes then, perhaps I can cover what's happened to me in the last week, shall I?
Go for it.
Yes,
trials and tribulations. You know, it's a funny world out there, and this last year or so with the pandemic the way it is, it's caused some chaos and some confusion, and it's caused a lot of companies to close down. It's caused a lot of people to lose their jobs. And last week it was my turn, and last Friday was my last day at work, you know, and it was a complete shock to me when I heard about it just a few weeks ago. I was getting prepared for it because I've been with this company for 3 years, and there's only 4 of us in the branch. It was an electrical company, and there's 3 are in the office, and there's 1 out in the van, and that's me. And when you think I was out there for 90% of my day, it was quite staggering to think, well, how can they not need me? You know, I'm doing all the deliveries for all the electricians out there in my 20-30 mile radius. But in their wisdom, they blamed COVID, and they said, you know, their sales are down 15%. And I said, well, I'm not really anything to do with sales. I'm to do with transportation. I make things move and I deliver things. Yeah, well, so their insight, you'll chuckle at this. This is how companies are going, really. They're just making whoever's left do more. So they're apparently going to advertise for a new person who's going to work on the sales counter if anyone comes in to buy something. Then they work in the office and put orders together, which could be up to 50, 60,000. And then when they've got a minute, they're going to work in the warehouse and unpack everything and put all the cable away. And then when they've got a little bit of time left, they can go and do deliveries like I was doing for 90% of my day. You know, and apart from that, all their time's their own. You know, so the reality is that my boss told me the other day that they have advertised, but they've not had one application. Now, in the last 4 weeks, I applied for about 42 jobs, and I never got one response back. And apparently that's because there's 400 to 600 people going for each job, but they obviously don't want my old one. But the panic's over. I've decided to work for myself again, and it's actually quite nice. I'm still getting up early in the morning like I have done for the last 3 years, but it's nice just to organise my day again. So for me, it's like a precursor to what's going to happen with ONPASSIVE. When that launches, we're going to have all the free time we want. So, excuse me. So that was a bit of a strange week. So just when you think you've got a safe job, no such thing. So, you know, it's a good job that we've got ONPASSIVE to fall back on. A little bit long term. But in the short term, it actually does make you think, what have I got around me? What skills have I got? What have I got to use? You know, personally, for me, I'm going back in the motor trade, just for myself, to supply nice, clean, shiny cars to people who are first-time buyers. Because when you have a car for the first time, that's always something. I'm going to have a little bit of tea. When you drive your first car, we all look back. I'm 62, but I can remember to this day what my first car was, and it was a Mark I Cortina GT. And for a young lad of 17, that was quite a car, quite a catch to have. But it's like your first love. You remember your first love and you remember your first car. So my job at the moment is to find somebody their first car and give them a good experience and things like that until we get going on ONPASSIVE. And then I can up my game and up my dream a little bit more and get back into the classic cars that I used to sell. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all bad news, but these things happen in life. And I think sometimes you just say, well, that's good. It's given me an opportunity, a window to do something else. So I've noticed there's a lot more on now. I think we might be ready to get started. And if Andy's ready, we can run through the slides. That's it. Get that slide projector going. Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome to everybody. As I said, please bear with me. This is my first time doing this because our illustrious leader Red is on a river somewhere with no internet connection on his little barge, which is rather nice. Anyway, the objective of the exercise today is really to give you an idea of what ONPASSIVE is all about, how it works, and what it'll do for you. Just a little bit of background about me first. I've been in financial services for 35 years now. I've been all over the globe working in various different locations, and originally I got involved with this because I wanted to try and find a way of boosting the leads that I was getting for my business. However, having had the light bulb moment about 4 months after I signed up, and now I want out of the industry and I just want to concentrate on ONPASSIVE. And why is that? Okay, so what we'll learn today is we're going to learn about what is ONPASSIVE, what does it do, who's in charge, what the products are and what they do, why these products are needed, the opportunity that we have available as with this founder position that Paul has mentioned, what the benefits are, and the opportunity that this presents to everybody. Okay, so exactly what is ONPASSIVE? Well, we're a very real business. We have 2 offices. Our head office in Florida is where our CEO sits, and we also have an operation in Hyderabad in High Tech City, which is the Silicon Valley of India. Now, we decided, or our CEO decided, that rather than bring the experts all the way over to the States, what we need to do is to set up an office where all the experts are. So we went to Hyderabad. As I said, it's the Silicon Valley of India. So we've got an office there which houses around about 600 or 700 staff. Now they're on rotation, so it's a 24/7 business at the moment. Obviously, because of COVID, none of them are in there. And our CEO, in his infinite wisdom, has actually given everybody a laptop so that they can work from home. But normally speaking, we have a 250 or 200 or 250 rotating every 8 hours in the offices in Hyderabad. So we have brick and mortar assets, and it is an online business solution for everybody. Okay, so here's a lovely picture of our offices. On the right, you'll see the office block ourselves. It's 9 stories of as Red likes to call it, loveliness. Inside, you can see on the left there, there's it's all been redone out to our specifications. Bottom left, there's a kind of an indication as to what Silicon Valley out there looks like, or Hyderabad looks like, and our offices at night. Okay, so our illustrious leader, Ash Mufarah, is a family man, wife and kids. He has been in the online business for over 20 years. He's been at the top of the tree with a lot of these companies, but always either been let down by these companies or had a difficulty being able to bring others to his same level. You have a system that you have to work, if you like, and if you don't work that system, it's very difficult to get to that level. So he had this problem. He's a Master of Information Technology at MIT, and he's attended Harvard University to specifically learn about the online business, or to get into the business creation for online business. And what has he actually done with that? Well, he's created the next tech giant is the only way I can best describe it. And I'll explain why we believe it's the next tech giant. Okay, so what is ONPASSIVE, and what is an online digital marketing solution? It's created from scratch, bottom up, using the latest artificial intelligence and machine learning to create 50 online 50 plus online digital tools. It's not an MLM company. It's not multi-level marketing. It's not networking, a network marketing company. It is a unique system, similar, if you like, to a networking setup, but there's no recruiting and there's no converting of leads. Now, why do I say that? Because what the company does is it will set up a domain name for you. It then creates a website for you. It then drives specific targeted traffic to that website. It then closes the sale for you, and those customers form part of your group. It's a self-funding situation, and as I said, it's all done for you. It's totally automated. So if you imagine the type of tools that you use today, things like emails, your social media, we call it Facebook, you've got We're On One Now, a Zoom meeting, Skype is very similar, WhatsApp, etc. All of these tools have been designed from the ground up, so they're far superior to anything that's available today, but at a much lower price point. Wouldn't it be nice to get paid to use your emails, for instance? Well, that's exactly what this will do. Everything is under one roof. So instead of paying this provider for that product and that provider for this product, etc., everything is under one roof. So it makes it nice and easy, nice and simple. And as I said, everything is automated. So there's no recycled tech or copycat tech. These are the type of products that we've got currently. These are just a few of those. So we have Academy. Academy, for instance, is an online learning platform. That section of the market alone is worth 250 billion a year in revenue. And the product that we have in comparison to, for instance, Open University, I'm sure you've come across, and there are many others. The difference with this is that it has additional extras built into it that none of the other products have got. It's far superior. Now, I spoke to a teacher friend of mine the other day who took 2 weeks to teach their kids how to use Zoom during this pandemic. And he said what the kids do is they sign on to the lesson and then they go and sit and play on their PlayStations. Well, they can't do that with Academy because Academy has got a built-in distraction detection equipment. In other words, the teacher will know exactly what's going on and when, and it'll know whether the kids are paying attention or not. But if you think about it, I could do a lecture in mathematics, not my forte, I hasten to add, but let me say that I could do a lecture in mathematics, and that lecture could be shown in Japan, and in real time it would be translated into Japanese, so they would be able to understand my lecture and I'd get paid to use it. So fantastic opportunity. And as I said, this is just one of the tools. We have many others, as you can see here. Mail. All right, we have issues with security with many of the emails that we've got, like Yahoo and Google, Gmail, etc. With ours, you're not going to have that problem at all. It's the next level. We've got OConnect. Now, OConnect is our crowning jewel. It is a platform, a communications platform. So if you think about it, you've got the likes of YouTube and Zoom, etc. Well, you can post your videos on OConnect and ONET, and you can send your followers to those videos that you've posted. And every single one of those would then be offered an opportunity to take advantage of using these same products. And if they then became part of ONPASSIVE, that YouTube influencer would have a built-in team straight away and a considerable residual income from it as well. So there's lots of different opportunities on here, some of which we will use, some of which we won't. The staff, for instance, is a full package for HR. Tracker will track your website to tell you who's been looking at it, etc., etc. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay, so these are some of our competitors, and I'm sure you've heard of a lot of these. People like Google. Google doesn't pay you to use its email. Google charges for things like advertising, etc., as pay per click, as we all know, but it also has various other little bits and pieces in the background that some of us may or may not use. Zoom, we're on one now. Zoom last year made 128 billion. Okay, so you can use Zoom for the first 40 minutes for 50 people, and it's free. If you're lucky, you don't get kicked out. But with the platform that we have, it's unlimited, so you can have as many people on the call as you like. We use Zoom at the moment until our OConnect is launched, and we max out at 10,000 people. And to use 10,000 people on a call, it costs our company somewhere in the region of $8,000 a month. So you can imagine where the revenue for Zoom is coming from. Okay, well, our product will cost roughly $250 to be able to use, and it's unlimited, and you've got the other 49 or 50 odd products to play with as well. So there's lots of bits and pieces on here that some of you may or may not use. At the end of the day, we get paid to use these, and that's the exciting part of it. Thanks, Peter. Next slide. Okay, so we have a unique approach to marketing, and I mentioned earlier on about specific targeted traffic. Now, with the likes of Facebook ads and Google, etc., it is pay-per-click, so it is actually quite haphazard. We got someone unmuted, Peter. Anyway, so the new format, if you like, for advertising is videos. So we use intelligent video formats where everything's user friendly. All of these products may sound complicated, but you don't need to be a techie, and that's the beauty of it. I have no clue when it comes to IT whatsoever. The company do everything for us. But these specific formats are the ones that more and more customers are using to purchase products. So why not use these type of structures in order to make sure that we get customers coming on board? And that's the best way of doing it. So from a specific targeted traffic point of view, you've come across artificial intelligence before, and I'm sure when you click on an advertisement and then for the next week or so you'll see t-shirt adverts coming up by your Google or your Yahoo address. Well, it's too late. I've already bought the t-shirt. I don't want it again type touch. This is up to the mark, up to scratch. So it hits you when you need it. So if you're looking for something specific, up it comes. So it's a prioritized targeted audience. And they did a test, the company did a test last year to see how long it would take them to do 1 million opt-ins. Now, opt-ins are where people put their telephone number, name, and email address in and say, yes, I'm interested in this information. It actually took 4 days to achieve 1 million opt-ins. I'll say that again, 4 days to achieve 1 million opt-ins, and that was without using the artificial intelligence. How long do you think it would take us with the artificial intelligence? 2 days? 24 hours? 12 hours? No idea. At the end of the day, it is the latest in technology, and it could be as little as 12 hours. No idea. Okay, so let's think about the benefits. ONPASSIVE is a fun solution for any cause. So in other words, what it will do is create for you a legacy that you can pass on to your children from a recurring income point of view. So as your group grows, which the company will do for you, it creates a customer base, and that customer base will be paying us from that income that the customer base pay. They will be paying you a small commission for each of those. So your income will grow. It's no waiting a month or 2 weeks to get paid. As soon as it's in your wallet, you can withdraw it. It's unlimited, so at the end of the day, you can choose whatever income level you would like to achieve and go and achieve it. There are no limits, and everything is done for you. As I said, the company will get you set up a domain name, a website, send traffic to that website and close the sale for you and bring on those customers. Okay, we are pretty sure at the end of the day, because we're going to get a number of customers come on board. And in the first year, it's estimated that we will take on somewhere in the region of 100 million customers. These customers use these products already and want products that are superior, but at a lower price point. And that's exactly what we do. So we're going to get guaranteed visitors to our websites. And from that, we'll get signups. All of the products are designed specifically so that they can create for us a residual income or recurring income that will create for us financial freedom and a lot more. It was Richard Branson that once said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, just say yes and then learn how to do it later. I think that that stems quite nicely with the fact that I'd signed up and then 4 months later, I got that light bulb moment. It worked for me. Okay, so why is this model unique? We provide a platform to businesses so that they can become more successful. So let's take an example of a restaurant. Now you've got a restaurant in a side street and you've got a restaurant in a mall. Now the shopping mall is going to get a walk-in business. The restaurant in the side street aren't likely to get walk-in business. The difference here is specific targeted traffic. So if they were part of ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE would be able to send customers to them. And to be fair, they would probably be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Far better and far more lucrative in the back street than you would be in the shopping mall because it's specific targeted traffic. We provide to those to those that have no business an opportunity to have their own business. In other words, the company themselves, as I said, will set up everything for you. So it runs your own business. Now, as I mentioned before, originally what I wanted to do was get leads for my own business in financial services, but having now understood exactly what's going on, I have no other business. This is the last business I will ever need. Okay, and obviously a lot of the products that we have in here will create not only wealth for us, but it'll also give us the opportunity to help those less fortunate than ourselves, because one of the products that we have is Obless, and it's going to be the largest crowdfunding opportunity that we've ever seen. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay, so let's do a comparison. We have companies out there, multi-level marketing, networking companies, affiliate marketing companies, you call them whatever you like. We have a new model. Everyone in multi-level marketing is based upon conflict and competition. So you're in competition with the next person in your business, because you have to provide each and every month a regular sale, a new recruit, etc., etc. No, we're not interested in that. We don't have to do any recruiting, and you don't have to do any selling. It's all done for you. Unfortunately, and there are many of us here that have been taken in by opportunities that say they're brilliant, and you go into them and you start earning money, and then the next thing they disappear overnight because there's no office. Or so a lot of these have turned out to be scams, which is a bit of a problem. But also they say, yes, sign up for this and you can have that and no problem, and you sign up, and then the next thing everything goes, and they say, well, if you want this, you have to pay that little bit extra and you'll get this fandabby dozy opportunity, and then you get that and still nothing happens, and they go, well, by the way, you've got to pay this little bit extra and that gives you that, and it turns into a money pit in the end. And it constantly, most of these opportunities constantly require you to sell something. As I said, on passive, everything is done for you. It's fully automated. All the tools that you have to buy for other businesses are segregated. They're not in one place. So you have to pay for this tool and that tool, and this provider provides that, etc. No, again, we're all in one place. There are no guarantees with other businesses. We have a system here that produces and provides you with your own business. It sets you up with your own business. Other companies pit marketers against each other. We don't get paid for this at the end of the day, but as you can probably tell by my voice, I'm rather excited about this. And I love this opportunity. This is something that I've been looking for 40 years. I want to be able to create a legacy for my kids that I can pass down. I've been ripped off left, right, and centre from financial services over the years, and this is the correction to the corruption. Okay, so it also, other opportunities are based on your own efforts. Here, they're also based on efforts that if you want to, you can do, but the company will do everything for you if you don't wish to do anything. To be fair, once you get excited, you have that light bulb moment like the rest of us, you'll want to share it with the world, which is why we're doing this. But there you go. Okay, so we have offer a money back guarantee. All the tools are included under one roof and for one single price. And every single tool that you're going to need for success of your business is included in the package. Okay. Okay, Ashmi Farah, as I said, our inimitable CEO, said everyone in the near future will use something from ONPASSIVE, whether they come for the money or for the tools and benefits, connections or communication. They will have a reason to come. So again, with Facebook, for instance, you can have multiple accounts with Facebook. The problem is that you don't really know who it is you're talking to half the time, because there are so many copycat setups and they've used somebody else's identity. It can't happen with our social media platform. You have to prove who you are in order to open one. And I love that form of security, particularly for kids. But you have residual bills, so why not have a residual income? It's really quite simple. We have a customer base, a potential customer base with this business of every single internet user in the globe, which is about 4.67 billion people use the internet today. And as I said, there are 700,000 founders today. And we anticipate taking on 100 million customers in our first year. That means we're still less than 1% of the first year's customer base. Wouldn't it be lovely if you were in the top 1% of Amazon before it launched? Okay, so how is artificial intelligence changing our digital world? Well, everything these days has an artificial intelligence link into it. And machine learning is essential for the future. So everything has to have this new system that allows the machines to turn around and say, well, actually, this system doesn't work, that one does, we'll use that one, not this one, and so on. And it's constantly learning from itself in order to be able to hone down business and send you customers. And that's one of the reasons I love it. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay, so let me recap quickly. This is an effortlessly our system is effortless. Yeah, that's the word. It will build your team. It will grow your business. It provides unlimited rotators. So basically, the company will continue to advertise for each and every founder here. It provides a fresh website, so it will change the website that it's created for you almost daily, and it will create a new capture page for us daily, so it remains at the top of the search engines, because Google looks at every website and says, what's changed with that website? Oh, nothing. Right, okay, we don't need that one. Oh, this one's changed. Oh, that's good information. So it's constantly putting us at the top. It will automatically send specific targeted traffic to our website, and it will convert those leads in order for these customers to then become part of our group. And from that, we get a small commission from each of them. Everything's been developed using the artificial intelligence. Okay, so where have we come from? Grassroots. We started in July 2018. By January 2019, we got 10,000 founders in. If we leap forward to January 2020, We've put that to 56,000, but that's when the magic started. So by June, it had almost doubled to 90,000. But by November, it was 320,000 of us. And today, as you can see, we've got 694,250. But as I mentioned before, this is brilliant because everyone that gets in as a founder will still win. 100 million customers in the first year, that's still less than 0.7% of the first year's customer base. Okay, now you see a picture in the corner in the left there of a unicorn. What does that mean? What is a unicorn company? A unicorn company is one that has a turnover of over $1 billion a year. Now, obviously, the likes of Google, Amazon, Facebook, Walt Disney, IBM, etc. All of these are unicorn companies. But how long did it take them to get there? Well, I'll give you an example. Google was 2.5 years in the making. It started in a garage. When it came to market, it had one product and it opened that to the States. It took 6 years to become a unicorn company. ONPASSIVE will launch as a unicorn company. It's already valued, I believe Marina said the other day, it's valued at just over 5 billion. And we haven't even launched yet. We're in pre-launch. Now, this is important information. Pre-launch, we are starting to see some of the products that have been created by the tech team in Hyderabad. And we will very shortly go into soft launch. The current opportunity to become a founder is $97, which isn't, it's the cost of a meal out for two at the moment. $97. When it goes to soft launch, we will start to be able to, as founders, we will be able to play with those products and see what happens and how they work, etc., etc. But the price will go up. We're not sure to what level, likely to double. But at launch, and we'll be in soft launch for no more than 90 days. But at launch, there will be no more founder positions available at all. Okay, so what is the benefit, if you like, or the advantages of being a founder? Well, you'll probably see that we've got quite a family atmosphere everybody here. Everybody is willing to help everybody else. It's an amazing group of people, and I've met people from all walks of life in all different locations around the globe so far, because we're in 220 odd different countries. We have exclusive access to a back office system which allows us our own plug and play. In other words, details about what goes on in the company, how things are going, contact with our leadership teams, etc. And that's what we call our Go Founders site. We have early access to all of the various products that are and have been created, and we take a priority positioning within the company as a founder. We're, if you like, a member of the inner circle. Okay, so we get to beta test and check out all of these different products, but there are many, many more opportunities that will come to or be offered to founders when we launch. I know the CEO has already handed out a number of laptop computers and latest phones to those that have really put their heart and soul into ONPASSIVE over the last couple of years. Okay, so just finally to recap again, what is this? It's autopilot advertising, it's autopilot marketing, autopilot leads, signups, recruiting, team building, and it's a business opportunity for anybody, whether you have a business at the moment or whether you don't. This can set something up for you. It automates the entire process, so you don't need to know how these products work. And you don't, if you're like me and a non-techie, that's great, because I have no clue, not an IT guy at all. But this is a massive opportunity, and simply, as Ash has put it, a correction to the corruption. I hope that helps, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Are there any questions?
Okay, thanks, Andy. I think that was an absolutely superb presentation. It's your very first one, and you should be very proud. You did really, really well. Thank you. Yeah, everybody. I'm sure you'll agree that that was a good presentation. You've grasped some of the things that obviously that Andy has said, but it's your first time. If you're a new guest here tonight, it's the first time that you've seen this presentation. But I think you can probably gather, from this that if you're coming into ONPASSIVE, you're actually walking in to an already successful company. And that's not something anyone can say about previously. When they go into something, they're waiting for that company to build, they're waiting for everything to happen. And there's nobody in the business. You were probably at the start of it. Well, here you are at the start of it. You're at the start of the first 700,000, and there'll be a few more. It's about 2,500 to 3,000 a day coming on board. So you're in a really unique position where a company's come on board that's putting everything under one roof. And it's the way the world's evolved over years. I mean, when I was younger, we used to buy bread from a bakery. We got meat from a butcher's. We got fruit and veg from a greengrocer. And someone decided, let's put all that under one roof. And we call it a supermarket. And they just made it easier and cheaper. It wasn't necessarily better, but it was convenient. What Ash has done here is made everything better for us. So if you can just imagine, whatever products come out, Andy's mentioned we're going to start with over 50. And when we launch on day one, we actually, all of us will buy the product package once only. So it was only a once out-of-pocket expense to become a founder, and that's $97, around about £75. And 2 weeks ago, I went for a meal. As I said, it's a meal out. We went out for a meal in our local pub that opened up on a Friday night, and it was just under £75, and it was a dreadful meal. And do you know what I didn't get? I didn't get a refund. And with this opportunity, they even offer a refund. It's a 30-day, come in and have a look around, look in the back office, ask questions. We're all here to help you. I'm one of the leadership council members with the company, and it doesn't matter if I'm based in the UK. I'm talking to people abroad in Australia and America all the time, because we all want this company to be the best that we've always wanted the company to be, and now we've got it. It's quite tremendous what we've got here. But once we purchase those products, we all become founding customers, and we only have to purchase it once. But as the company evolves and brings out more and more products month in, month out, you won't be asked to pay any more money. So we're going to get all those extra new products for free. And you can imagine every product launch with everyone that's already involved as customers around the world, they're going to want to try that new product. So it's going to be quite staggering. I mean, one of the simplest ways I've explained it to people is everyone knows the company Sky TV. So I said, well, if you've had Sky TV and you had Sky Telephone, you had Sky Internet, you've got 3 products. If I just had Sky TV only, I've got 1 product. Imagine if Sky suddenly said, if you'd like to be a founder, everyone around the UK will pay you a small commission every time they subscribe every single month. Can you imagine what your income would be? It would be quite substantial. It would overtake your job, certainly. Now, add another 220 plus countries to that, and where everyone's just using everyday products like we do with our mobile phones and everything else. So it's quite an education to understand what we're doing, and it's quite simple, really. In a nutshell, the company will go out and seek customers. The company will get those customers on board and make sure they're happy. And because you're a founder with this company, they will pay you a commission for doing that. You didn't do it, they did. But what a lovely way of making our money for the future. Unlike a job where we work for 4 weeks and wait for that full weekly pay, this is going to be daily pay, as Andy said. So it's going to be quite unusual. So a lot of us have other things that we like to do as well, but we're never going to have to worry about cash flow again. Imagine that. If you look at any business and say, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. But you know that they're struggling for cash flow. And most people are. So this is the business globally that's going to change that for people all around the world, whether they've got a business or not. And I was talking to my friend Bob the other night. I said, it's going to be quite strange, Bob, to realize that we're going to get paid once we launch. We're going to get paid a certain amount of money. And next month it's going to be more. And we wouldn't have spent what we earned this week and next week. And it's going to be quite strange to actually have a real residual income that we've all dreamt and thought about, but it's here and it's called ONPASSIVE. Now, Peter Rogers is in the background and he's ready to help you with any questions. What I'd like to do, if possible, you can see there, you've got a Q&A, or you can put your hand up. If you'd be kind enough, if you've got a question for any of us to answer, if you press the button and put your hand up, a little yellow hand will show up on the screen. Peter will call your name out. And if you'd like to, you can just unmute yourself and unmute your camera so we can see and hear you. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go in the Q&A section. You can type your question in if you're a little bit shy. that's fine. But we'd like to make sure that you've got all your questions answered here, because like Andy did and like I did and most people do, sometimes we start before we're ready. And that's a good thing to do, because like Richard Branson says, just get in and then learn as we go along. So I'm going to pass it over now to Peter Rogers. But if you want to put your hand up and you want to ask a question, I can see there's 21 there. So please take it in turn. Peter will call your name out, and then let's get everything sorted for you. And let's get you started. Thank you.
Well done, Paul. Let me just see. Right, I can't actually see any questions, Paul.
I don't see a Q&A button.
Okay, if you want to raise your hand, please raise your hand. I'll be able to see that.
You need to go into the reactions box at the bottom and it says raise hand. But I can't find a Q&A on here either, Peter. So if anyone has any questions, by all means, just put them in the chat.
No, I've got no.
I've stunned them all. Look. I've stunned them all.
I can't believe it, guys. Come on. You don't have to be a guest. You can be a new founder. Come and ask a question. That's perfectly fine, and we'll give you an answer to the best way. But you will need to unmute your mic, which is on the bottom left-hand side if you touch your screen. If you're on a mobile or on your laptop, and you'll see a video start and stop, you can actually press that button and you'll come up live as well.
No, everybody's shy today.
They are, aren't they? What are the normal
Andy's
questions?
done such a great job.
They obviously understand what he was talking about.
Andy's done such a great job. There's nothing to ask.
No, nothing more needs to be said.
What sort of questions do we normally get coming up from you guys? I mean, there are various, and the most often that comes up is, what's it going to cost me? As Paul has quite rightly said, $97 to become a founder, and you pay once on top of that, and that cost will be around about $250. From then on, the company will be providing enough commission from the groups that come in underneath you that it will cover that monthly cost. So will not be out of pocket more than once. If for any reason it has not achieved sufficient commission in your wallet to cover that, don't panic. It's not a problem. You can put your account on hold while other commissions come in, and then simply pay it then. It's not likely to, as I said, with the artificial intelligence that they are using to get 1 million in the first couple of hours is probably quite a possibility, and with the opportunity or expectation of getting 100 million in the first year, it won't take very long. Any others you can think of, Paul?
Yes, I mean, a lot of people ask the question, well, if I join, does it mean I have to go and introduce people and share the opportunity or sponsor people, because I'm not really any good at that. And the answer to that is no. Some people come on board and they want to be passive. I've got friends that have joined me a year and a half ago that have worked with me a long time ago in the past. And this time they just want to be involved in a company and be passive and see how they go from there. But, the reality is, once they see everything unfold, they still start to share it with their family and friends and people they care about. So there isn't a requirement to participate, to actually share and introduce people. There's also no requirement to actually get paid. So unlike a lot of online businesses where you have to do a certain amount of volume, or you have to introduce a certain amount of people, or you know, and it's like something in between 2 weeks of the month, we don't have any of that. The company wants to make it really fair for everybody. It's called ONPASSIVE, and you can have a passive income, you can have a very active income. And the other question was, if I am passive, does that mean I'm going to make a lot less than anybody else? Well, if you're passive, yes, you'll still make very good money, very good income. But obviously, if you're active and you have introduced other people, I remember in the early days when I joined, there was a man called Scott Nelson, lovely man, unfortunately passed away. And in the early days, we had a different marketing system then, a different pay plan. We've got a very unique pay plan now, and our CEO is actually going to make us wait till we launch to unveil the full, you know, exposure of that. But the previous plan, I remember Scott saying, let me put it this way: if you were in ONPASSIVE and you were making 50 to 60,000 a year, and you introduce one person, technically over time you're going to double your income, and that's just one person. He said, because the family tree that's growing underneath you, which is thanks to ONPASSIVE and all their activity with the traffic, that's going to happen to the person that you brought in. Could be your sister, brother, mother, father, wife, husband, and the same activity is going to happen for them as it is for you. So we have a little saying, you've got to be in it to win it. So as long as you're in it, it's going to be very good for you. But someone saying, I know I shouldn't talk money, but can you slightly I couldn't read that, it's too quick.
I know we shouldn't talk money, but can we slightly go through the compensation plan?
Right.
Go on.
No comment.
Sorry, Paul.
Go on, Andy. Sorry.
I was going to say the compensation plan is being patented. It is that unique, and as Paul quite rightly pointed out, it's not going to be released to us. What we can tell you is you have 3 in your group, and your commission then covers the monthly cost. So let me put it this way. Let's take an example of $250 for the monthly cost and 3 units free. So each of those 3 would give you, those 3 direct customers would give you roughly $80 or $85. So you can do the math. Now, if each rotation or rotation that the company does with leads then provides you with 3 new customers, it would go 3, then 9, then 27, and so on and so forth. At the end of the first year, if you'd done absolutely nothing, you'd have 256 in your group. That 256, if you know, a number of those are direct. Again, I'll give you an example. This is truly an example, but let's say for argument's sake, that's worth 2,000 a month. If for argument's sake that you said, right, okay, I'm going to share this opportunity with some friends. So you encourage them to come along to one of these meetings, for instance, and they could listen to it for themselves and they come on board. And now you've got 10 people in your team. It would go 10 times 3 is 30, plus your 10's 40, and so on. And at the end of the first year, you'd have not 256, but over 1,000. And if 256 is going to give you roughly 2,000 a month, what's 1,000 going to give you? 4 times that. So that'll be 10,000 a month, 8,000 a month. You know, you do the maths, it's fairly straightforward. The simple fact of the matter is that if you want to achieve that income goal, you have the opportunity to share this with others if you want to. You don't have to, as Paul has quite rightly pointed out, but if you want to achieve that and you want to achieve it quicker, you can do. All you need to do is share it. Hope that's covered it.
Well done, Paul. Andy. Obviously, we've got quite a few people here. I just want to bring a few people on, and we got Neil Parkinson. He's one of the UK and Ireland leaders. He's a big leader in obviously doing a lot of things in the UK. If you want to come on, Neil, just basically give a bit of your story and how you saw it and how you got involved. And
yeah, No, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Peter. Well done, Andy. I'm sorry I'm late to the show. I got in on the unicorn slide, but still got a good feel for for what was going on. And you're absolutely right with the numbers and what have you. And what we do know is that it's probably, we've got an iceberg compensation plan, really. We know roughly 20% of what we think it is, but we're constantly told that it's as good as 10 times better than it actually is. And it is. I mean, everybody's got the opportunity to make a good income from this. It's just a question of when you get there. Some people will achieve their goals maybe in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years time, whereas somebody may achieve that same goal in 3, 6, 9 months. For me personally, in fact, on the 26th of May, a few weeks ago, it was our 2.5 year anniversary in ONPASSIVE. We looked at it way back then when there was nothing like the level of information that there is now. I've said many times before, you really just going off a hunch. There's not even any due diligence to do because there's no track record. You're looking at a company that's not even launched. And really, this opportunity is 10 times better now than it was when I joined, simply because the opportunity has changed from a basic email marketing system to this massive portfolio of products that we see now. So it really is exciting times, coupled of course with the fact that what's gone on in the world in the last 12 months has seen the usage of a lot of the products that we are going into at the moment. The usage has gone through the roof. You only have to look at Zoom, as Andy's probably mentioned, and that's just one product for us. So a lot of decisions about joining businesses is not just about your hunch and your past experience. It's about timing as well, and the timing is absolutely spot on for this. And I think it will get better. I don't think on launch Ash will stop there. I think the portfolio will grow. I think the products that we have got will get better, and features will be added to it as well. You know, there'll be none of this, let's lay off the technicians, they've done their job and got us into launch. I think you'll see us move with the market, because there's one thing for sure, our competitors will be looking at their products and they'll be looking to upgrade. So this is no David and Goliath situation. We'll be up there with the big boys and in the boxing ring, trying to get our fair share of the market. And that's basically where we are at the moment. Anybody that's on this for the first time tonight, if you're new, even if you're looking at this for the first time, you have a great opportunity to join in the next 24 hours, and you may just make your first founders meeting tomorrow night, which is UK time, 9 p.m. And you'll get all the updates from Ash Mafara. And it's what a great baptism of fire that will be. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Neil. That was great. Thank you. Obviously, anybody got any questions? If you've got a question, please just unmute yourself and give us your name and share the question with us, and we'll try and answer it. If not, we will end the webinar. And
Polly, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, this is Viola. I'm part of the ONPASSIVE team. I was trying to get a hold of Red Redfern, but I do not see him on this call.
no, he's not here tonight. He's got internet trouble. He's on his barge and he's moved to Liverpool, and he's got a bit of trouble with the internet connection there, so he's not on tonight.
All right. I just wanted to bring his email to his attention. That's all. I don't know if anyone has got his contact details whereby I can. All right. We'll leave it there then.
Somebody can put his email in the chat. I think Paddy's got it available. If you can do that, Paddy.
Thank you. And I think ONPASSIVE is the most wonderful. I don't know. I'm speechless with ONPASSIVE. I've been a member from last year, and I've taken several accounts, and I just can't wait. Well, I can wait, but it's so exciting. I mean, I'm trying to share it with as many people as I can, and I've got someone in the States who is actually interested, and he's said ONPASSIVE sounds wild. It's just out of this world. So
What made me
congratulations,
speechless?
everyone who's I don't know what to say. I'm just speechless. I've never come across anything like this in my life.
Well, it's fantastic. It's great to hear you so excited. But if you look at, I mean, everyone's talking about Amazon and how big Amazon is. But if you look back at when Amazon started, do you remember it sold books? That's all it was going to do. It was going to sell books online. And, you know, they said, oh, you know, this bookshop would be a thing of the past. But Amazon went from selling books to be everything. So when Ash started, sorry?
I think they will be history at some point.
Who knows? But I mean, when Ash started this in 2018, he designed a platform for some digital products. That was his aim. And it's turned to well, no, it's going through the growth. There's no other company out there that's going to pay people for using the products. It's absolutely, I'm jazzed with you.
Despite one not being, you know, computer literate, you know, be able to use the technical stuff to do with computers, have no knowledge. I guess that will be great too.
That's me, absolutely.
That's Andy. Well, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of this business, because the sheer design of it, it's been designed that everybody wants, irrespective of whether they're a computer geek, not like Andy, or they're not like Andy. You know what I mean?
I've got somebody who I've been trying to convince about ONPASSIVE from last year, and they're saying, well, I don't really believe in it because they cannot show me the tools that are actually working. He wants to see tangible evidence that this is a tool that works. You know, he knows that I receive what's it called, blogs on my email, but where are the tools that work? Show me how it operates, you know. So once he's seen
bear in mind we're still in pre-launch, so these products haven't been launched to anybody yet. Now we as founders have obviously seen OTrim, OTracker, etc., and OBless, and parts of Academy. If your friend wants information, then send him to the website and get him to look through the various products and look at the frequently asked questions. At the bottom of that section, there's ask more, and you can go down. There are 30 more points for each of the products that are coming on board. Now, that website has got over 170 pages.
Are we talking about the onpassive.com website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so and you have a link in your back office, web links. You can send him one of those.
Brilliant.
Or better still, what you can do is set him up as an invitee in your back office and just tell him to go to onpassive.com. But he's going to have to come through you because it's invite only.
Oh,
and if you also remind your friend about the company called Apple, when Apple launched the iPhone, nobody had used it, nobody had seen it, nobody had touched it. But week one, it's sold out, and it's still selling out.
Okay.
Good example. You know, nobody had seen it, they hadn't held it, they hadn't done it, but they wanted it. They were putting in, they were buying it, they were pre-ordering it. They were happy to pay as long as they got in, as long as they got one.
And you can say that about Sony when it comes to the PlayStations, or you can say that about Xboxes, anything. Nobody ever sees the new product. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's more a safety and security reason for anything else, which you should explain to him. Like we as founders, if we have seen in the founders meetings, only founders meetings, we have watched the tech team take us through the products.
Yes.
So you know what I mean. So you can see that they're legitimate, they're real. We've seen it. Been
Okay,
tested.
I shall start again. I shall go back to that person and say, look at Apple. Look, they weren't launched yet people were buying it. They were buying their products.
Yeah, or look, if he wants to reach out to any of us, we're more than happy to speak to them. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll just need contact details so I can put it, get him to speak
You in
to.
the business, you know,
Hello?
Sorry,
it's up to you. And the more you take it away from someone, the more they want it.
yeah.
Sorry, I can't
I
catch.
Sorry,
think,
couldn't
yeah,
hear.
I think what he's
I'm
trying
breaking
to
up.
say, I think what he's trying to say is, you can actually, if you're not already on our Facebook group, come onto the Facebook group. You can always ask questions, and send messages via that Facebook group.
Okay.
We're here to help.
I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Polly, thank you for being so patient.
You're very welcome. Hello, everyone. This is Polly from Canada. I'm so happy to be here. I think this is the second time I've been here. So Andy, you did an amazing job with the presentation. I don't know, I've never heard you present before, but you did incredible. So you can do it again. Take over for Red from now on. Shh, don't tell him I said that. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi. And I actually signed up September. This year actually will be almost 2 years. So September 2019, I signed up. I saw one of Marty's posts, and when I read the information, I got so excited because ever since when my daughter was about 2 years old, I've been trying to make extra money online. I mean, I always had great jobs, but still, I want to make sure that she's secure.
Alert from
in
low
the near
battery.
in the near future. But fast forward, my daughter is 32 right now, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to pay for her wedding, maybe the next couple of years, so give her a surprise, because I did buy a couple of positions. She doesn't know yet, so one of it is for her, of course. Yeah, so I am just so thankful and blessed to be part of ONPASSIVE. This is the best business anyone can get into. So I have no regrets, and I am looking forward to using Bless. That's my favorite, because I'm all about community and compassion care. I do a lot of that already. So I'm looking forward to using Bless platform. So yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
Thanks, Polly. That's great. Thank you very much. Is anybody got any questions? If not, we will end it there. Oh, Polly's still got a hand up.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, take it down.
Sylvia, you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question? That would be great.
Okay. Let me turn on my camera. Okay. I'm Sylvie Wanji. Hello, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. This is my first time, and I'm surprised to see so many faces that I know. Paul, Peter, Andy, Polly, all of you almost. This is a blessing. So I don't have a question. I just want to give you a big kudo to all my leadership council and all the founders. You are doing such a great job. For those who are new, I just invite them to join us right quick, because this is a corner, the last corner of the century. So whoever missed this trend has missed everything. So I'm a proud founder of ONPASSIVE. When I talk about ONPASSIVE, I mean, it's so beautiful to, to spell that word, because I've never seen a blessing like this. Sometime in the past, I was wondering how my kids, will get to medicine medical school, knowing how expensive is it right here in the United States, you know, I was kind of stressing very, very much. And one day, how I joined ONPASSIVE, I've been called by a friend of mine, and she told me about ONPASSIVE. She didn't even know about it, So she told me that it's just about artificial intelligence. And I know that every time you're talking about it, with your kid, I'm like, hey, look, what's that? And she said, well, I don't know, let's just, go ahead and listen. And since the first day, it was back in July 2020, since then I joined ONPASSIVE. I am everywhere with ONPASSIVE. I'm in love with ONPASSIVE. What makes me stick on ONPASSIVE is the fact that I encounter many people from different countries all over the world. And when I see you guys, it's like we've been met before. We never seen each other, but I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so happy to jump from webinar and hear about this story and meet new people and learn new cultures. So ONPASSIVE for me is a gift. And we've all blessed that we've been blessed with. I decided to bless many people. I'm originally from Cameroon, so, it's a lot of problem over there. We lack, hospital with good medical supply. We have problems, school problems, and so on. Why not, spreading that blessing all over the world? Wherever we hear that there is a problem, I would just like to jump on it and help others. So it's a pleasure to be with you. I encourage whoever is in ONPASSIVE, is a founder and who is not motivated, to be all patient, because it doesn't matter when we're going to launch, but the day we will launch, we will even look back and try to, to remember all this, and we will not have that time. So ONPASSIVE is a blessing. ONPASSIVE is a right place to be. ONPASSIVE is what we have, precious. We have to keep it like, an egg, because when you have eggs in your hand, if you not keep it, preciously, and you find it on the floor, it's gone, So we have something very, very precious. I'm very happy to be with you. Thank you so very much.
That's great. Thank you, Sylvia. Does anybody else want to say anything before we close up? You do, please just unmute yourself and speak up. Got to be somebody.
We've got the great Kevin Ratledge there, and we've also got Diane Linnon. I mean, they're both great speakers, and we'd love to hear from them. Across the pond.
Can I just say something again? It's Vi.
Vi, yeah, carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, I've invited one of my team members. His name is Melvin Newton. I think he's a bit shy to speak on here, but I know he has loads of questions. So Melvin, don't be afraid to ask a question. Hello?
Melvin, if you're there.
If you're there, just ask any question you want to ask on here now. He's probably switched off.
Okay, if you want, you can give Melvin an alternative. If Melvin doesn't want to come on and speak, that's okay. Some people are a little bit shy. If he wants to send me an email, at incomedriven@gmail.com with any of his questions, I'll be happy to supply him with the answers as soon as we get our power back on, because we've just got power cut, so everything's cut off. But if he sends me an email to incomedriven@gmail.com with any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them if I can. If not, I'll talk to my partners and they'll all answer it.
I think he's on there now, is he not?
Yeah, he's on there. Yeah, Melvin Newton. Yeah, he's there.
Yep. Speak up, Melvin, if you wish. It's okay.
He probably doesn't know how to It's the mic, isn't it? He needs to
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bottom
Bottom
There's
left.
Bottom left-hand side.
left-hand
bottom
Sorry.
left, Melvin, on the bottom left of your screen. There's a microphone that says mute at the bottom. Just click on that. If you can see it, or you can put your message. Is there a chat option?
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
Maybe he can type in the chat.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
that's fine.
type in the chat.
If he's on his phone, it just makes it a little bit more complicated. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh well.
If Paul,
So-
if you put your email into the chat, and then he can pick it up from there and contact you if he needs any
Okay.
questions answered.
Okay. Hang on.
Hi, you guys. It's Diane from British Columbia, Canada.
Hello, Diana. How are you
Yeah.
doing?
Hi, Diane.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry, I
Diane.
wasn't prepared to come on the video, so you just get my picture there. Andy,
Okay.
you did great. I mean, we all misread, of course. Polly, you were pretty brave there, saying what you said. Anyway, on passive. I joined July of last year, so I'm coming up my 1-year anniversary, and it has been. I mean, I haven't earned a dime, but I mean, I am so rich beyond anything I can imagine from the people that I've can call my friends now all over the world. It's fabulous that way. So that alone is worth the 97 US to get in. But also, my husband and I both have jobs where we do not have, work pensions. So this was my goal with this. My husband's going to be 65 this summer, and he's a little concerned, we won't have the lifestyle we really want to have with where we're at. We'll be comfortable, but with ONPASSIVE, we're going to be able to do it all. So I just want to take that worry from him. That was my biggest goal with ONPASSIVE. And of course, helping my grandchildren and my stepkids. And so I just know I can do all that with ONPASSIVE. I also did not want to go back to work just with COVID. I chose to stay home, and I've not regretted it. I'm quite enjoying it. But again, now I have no income. So I'm looking forward to how this is going to change my life. So if anybody's just thinking about it, just get in, check it out. You can get your money back if it's not for you, but get in before it's too late. It's a fabulous, and it would be the best decision of your life. Good to see you guys.
Great, thank you, Diana. That's great. Thank
Good
you
to
for
see
all
you,
words.
Diane.
Thank you.
Okay, is anybody else who'd like to say any words before we close up?
Hey, Pete.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, it's Kevin. How you doing?
There he is.
I get on here and say a few words about my favorite crew. Awesome job, Andy. That was a great job. Paul, as usual, you're the master. And Pete, you guys just do a great thing over there. Victor and everybody, man, you got a good thing going on over there. Appreciate everything you're doing. Just a great place to hang out and learn about this awesome company. And things are getting exciting. Things are getting exciting. I'll tell you what, it's been a while. I've been on this path a minute, but he's getting real close. And if you're still thinking about it, the clock's ticking. But we don't twist arms around here. We just want to make sure you get the information that you need. And but I tell you what, you'll be hard pressed to find anything better. Always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Just wanted to stop in and say hey, and thank you so much for all you do. And
Kevin?
we'll see you at the top.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Thanks for your words.
It looks like you're mixing with the stars there, Kevin. And when you come on, we're mixing with the stars. So good to see you.
Oh, thank you so much. I think I'm the one hanging out with the stars.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, if you're new tonight and you're thinking about coming on, just jump on, get in there, because tomorrow night on your first day, you get a chance to see and listen to the founder and the owner of this company, Ashmi Farah. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the UK, it's 9 p.m. And I've never been in a company, and I've been doing this for 35 plus years. I've never been in a company where the owners give you so much of their time and they divulge what they're doing, and you get to listen to see how his week is working out, what he's doing, what country, and this, that, and the other. And you get to read between the lines, and you're thinking, wow, this he knows what he's doing, and I get a chance to be part of this. And I remember somebody once saying, I think it was Michael Williams, said, you know, this guy didn't have to do this with us. He's taken us along for the ride. He could have got 10 or 12 big investors from Wall Street and said, look, this is my plan. But he didn't. He said he's going to share it with every single one of us. Did he think it was going to be 700,000 of us? Who knows? But he's really pleased it is. But it's just going to be one of those things in life that you remember and you're thinking, wow, that was in my time. You know, I'm 62 and I'm really glad this happened in my time. Because, you know, as I said earlier, we're planting trees on the internet. Every time we get a new person on board, I'm going to be sitting underneath the willow tree. And when my time is up, my kids are going to be sitting under that tree too. And I haven't got to worry about their financial future. It's all taken care of because I made a decision. So it's a simple decision to spend $97.75. You know, that's it. You know, the rest is all done for you. So thank you very much for your time tonight. I'll hand it back to Pete to close out. And we'll see you here next week. We're here every Wednesday. On a Monday night, the company have a Q&A for the founders, and that could go on for 3 or 4 hours. And there are several webinars that you'll see and events going on in your back office. So get back to the person to introduce you and they'll show you where to look. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good job, Andy. I enjoy your presentation. Good job. And Paul, how's your friend doing? That one is 89 years old. How's he doing? I mean, we haven't heard from him for a while. How's he doing?
Yeah, Dennis. Dennis is my sponsor and my friend for about 30 years. Dennis Owens. He's doing great. He's loving it, but he's increased his goals because he was looking. He wants a big boat. It's like they call it a wide boat, and it's 13.5 feet wide by 60 feet. He looked at one, and it was about £110,000. Wow. He's now decided that he's going to buy a new one, and it's £200,000. That's about $250,000. So at 89 years of age, Dennis has got expectations. He's got expectations. Yeah, thanks for asking from him. I'll tell him, David, that you're asking.
Okay. I really enjoy listening to it.
Okay, Galaxy 9, you put your hand up a couple of times. Did you want to say something before we finish?
I just want to say hello from Miami.
From Miami? Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Hi.
Andy, you did a great job. I follow you guys all the time. I've been a founder since February 2020, and I am so happy. ONPASSIVE is the way to go. My $97, I've gotten so much more than $97 to be in the company of you guys and everyone else who's ONPASSIVE, that is our family. So great things are going to be happening for all of us. So let's sit it out, be patient, and we're going to get there.
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
brilliant. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who's that? I can't see who's actually speaking.
This Gael
Gazelle,
speaking from Canada. Hi.
You're breaking up. Say again, sorry. Hello.
Gazelle. I think it was a lady called Gazelle, but I think she's got Red's internet problem.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, obviously, thank you very much for attending, and thank you, Andy, for your presentation. It was really good, excellent, not bad for the first attempt. And thank you, Paul, for obviously being the presenter as well. As I said, if you've been invited along to this webinar and you've got questions and you haven't asked them here, but you would like to know the answers, get back to the person who's invited you, and they will obviously point you in the right direction. And so we'll finish there. This will be recorded, and I will put this on our Facebook group, UK and Ireland Facebook group, in the next hour or so. And thank you very much for attending. Okay, bye all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.